The kids, we've been scammed, like big time. All of President Trump's remarks that was made, which pointed to a de-escalatory stance in geopolitical conflicts during that 1 hour span on Truth Social, were falsified by the Speaker of Iran's parliament. The Strait of Hormuz is not open for business, and it is closed once again, resulting in crude oil to, I think we will see a bounce on Monday. The S&P will likely drop in pre-market futures tomorrow, and Bitcoin is down to 75. We will cover Bitcoin, we will cover the geopolitical update, but today I will be giving you the well-promised World Liberty Financial saga commentary. I want to share with you my thoughts on everything that's happened within the past 8 days, and if I think World Liberty Financial is a project I would personally put money into, or if I already have money in there, that will be clarified here with you on today's video. A lot of things to go over. I think people have fudded the project unjustly. There are things that people went too far in. I'll share my comments, so stay tuned until the end. Guys and girls, if you can destroy the like button as you're coming into today's video, that would be very much appreciated. You did a massive job on the huge breaking news by reaching 513 likes. Really amazing, guys. Thank you all so much. If we can reach 600 likes today, that would mean the world to me. Let's begin with something to lighten up our mood, and we'll jump into Bitcoin right afterwards. So I don't know if you stumbled across this clip from Jack Neal podcast, but he interviewed a guy that goes by the name of, hopefully I pronounce it correctly, Jiang Shui-Chin. He's an alleged professor that stated in this interview that Bitcoin was created by the CIA. He mentioned that when you do game theory analysis and you look at all of the possibilities, you end up with the CIA being behind Bitcoin. He followed this statement up with his evidence that the Bitcoin servers, right? The Bitcoin servers he says, look at where they're located. Obviously, it's the CIA that's behind Bitcoin. The Bitcoin servers, aha. And you found something that none of us thought about before. The Bitcoin servers, of course. Bitcoin doesn't have servers. Guys and girls, Bitcoin has no servers. Bitcoin operates via miners and nodes that are scattered across the world, that's run by people like you and me and institutions. But yeah, guys, please don't, just because somebody calls themselves a professor and somebody looks old or wise doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. Always validate information yourself. Do not blindly trust things. Bitcoin is giving us trust issues. Speaking of trust, because we're not breaking above 77.78. Yesterday, we highlighted clearly that this is the level that needs to be broken in order for me to flip from bearish to bullish. I will not long at resistance. I'm not going to do it. The 30 simple moving average on the 4-day. Huge resistance, bear flag, huge resistance, bull and bear market support band, huge resistance. When we isolate things to just the bull and bear market support band alone, you will see that in history, many times Bitcoin experiences rejections from it following a retest during the bear market. In 2022, we did it so many times. Predominantly in 2018, Bitcoin created a low in February. It bounced, right? And it created a second, this time higher low, which resulted in a move to test the bull and bear market support band. You went down, and towards summer, you retested back the lows that was created in February. And eventually, towards Q4 of the midterm year, Bitcoin capitulated. Look at the price action now. Bitcoin, February, created this low, created a higher low, and then rallied into the bull and bear market support band, which we're now getting rejected from. Do you see where this story ends up? I don't want to confuse you. Look, I think there is a higher probability Bitcoin drops here. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But the most important thing to take away, because I think people misunderstand me, hence the comments that I've been answering yesterday. Like, it just, some of them don't make sense. Guys, I'm massively bullish on Bitcoin. 80% of my net worth is in Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin almost daily. I think Bitcoin will go to millions of dollars per coin. I think that buying now makes so much sense, even if Bitcoin was to dump by 20-30% from here, like, because that's not guaranteed and because we're already at a 40% discount from all-time highs, I think this is a great valuation to buy in. And if we drop more, I'll add more into my position. I'm not going to sell, and then I'm going to ride the next wave up. That is the strategy. I think the S&P is looking concerning. The geopolitics will likely reverse our direction. I think that there's a distribution that will take place throughout the rest of this year. And I think the bubble is going to pop in 2026. The most important key takeaway from the geopolitical update is that the Strait of Hormuz is not open. There's just so much change in what people are saying. At this point, it's impossible to predict. I don't think President Trump knew that the Strait of Hormuz was going to get closed again, because he tweeted that President Xi Jinping of China is very happy that Hormuz is open or is rapidly opening, which clearly didn't take place. So I don't think he knew. Let's see, they're still trying to come to an agreement this weekend. The negotiations are continuing. If tomorrow we're lucky, something good happens, then we can reverse the course of our pessimistic outcomes from what happened at 2 a.m. last night. Okay, what is the situation ongoing with World Liberty Financial? If you don't know what World Liberty Fi is, it's one of the 5 crypto ventures that President Trump and the Trump family founded within the first 6 months of Trump's second term as president. World Liberty Financial was created because the Trumps faced severe amounts of debanking. They wanted to create a platform which would allow everyone to be banked via blockchain, and you can access financial literacy or finance as a whole, regardless of what you believe in, what your religion is, what your political views is. Like, you can just get access to finance and not be unjustly debanked. That was the whole story behind the project and their products. They were doing fine until a post went viral on Twitter, which showed the team page missing from the website. The team page was missing. The team page previously had President Trump, had the Trump sons, had the Witkoff family, and a couple of other co-founders listed. For some reason, it was gone, and that post went viral. That led to people going in and investigating more and more and more, until another round of FUD news was released. I mean, I wouldn't call this FUD because it was a factual thing that took place. World Liberty Financial deposited $500 million worth of WLFi tokens. The team has a lot of tokens. So they deposited $500 million worth in WLFi tokens into a platform that goes by the name of Dolomite. Dolomite was co-founded by World Liberty Financial's CTO. They deposited these tokens to borrow $70 to $75 million of stable coins. Okay, so they put in $500 million as collateral, and they took out $70 million in stable coins. $40 million of it was sent to Coinbase Prime, the brokerage where institutions do on-ramp and off-ramp from crypto to fiat, vice versa. They didn't give an explanation into why they did this, or I don't think they gave a viable enough explanation, in my opinion. So they borrowed a bunch of money and they pushed the utilization of the USD1 WLFi pool to 100%. So all of the lenders that were loaning USD1 for people to take, they got trapped. They couldn't withdraw their funds until this loan of $500 million, the biggest one that was available, was paid off. They couldn't take back their USD1 stablecoin. So much was borrowed, they couldn't take it off because the pool was at 100% utilization. The team argued, well, by doing this, they increased the yield and the interest the lenders were receiving, which is true. But if you can't take your money out, what does the interest do? It doesn't really matter if you can't take your money out. So that was another round of bearishness that went on Twitter. And then this was really the final cherry on the cake. It was the icing on the cake. Peter Guinness did a satirical post where he said that he was a Web3 ambassador at World Liberty Financial, and he broke down the flow of money of which the Trumps received from their various crypto ventures. It was satirical. He is not a Web3 ambassador at World Liberty Financial. This is his way of tweeting. People assumed that he was actually a Web3 ambassador. This post got over 5 million views. It was interesting because some of the points were important ones to highlight, such as how the Trump family has made money from different crypto projects released mostly in 2025. You had the Trump meme coin, where they were estimated to make around $1 billion from 600,000 wallets, losing $4 billion. The Trump organization entity owned a majority of these Trump coins, and they were able to make a significant amount of profits. The second largest profit making crypto venture for them was World Liberty Financial. DT Marks is the entity where President Trump's family has exposure into this World Liberty Financial product. DT Marks is the name of the entity. And this entity takes 75% of all the profits of which this project makes, whether if it's an equity sale, whether if it's a token sale, they take 75% just like that and have a huge chunk of the tokens. And President Trump, in return, is not putting any money, he's not investing any money to the project. He's just giving his licensing rights, which will, from what I heard, will expire soon. So it's interesting. I don't think it's good interesting. I think it's towards the worser end. I didn't invest in World Liberty Financial because, just like Trump coin, it's not like a meme coin. There is some sort of utility behind it. I mean, everything is down in the bear market, so you got to give him that. We can't just blame that, everything is because it's the bear market, so most projects are down. If you launch at the top of the bull market, then your chart is going to look like this. Even if the president launches a meme coin, we know that was going to reach zero at some point, which it's doing. So that's not a surprise. But American Bitcoin, World Liberty Financial, I mean, it's understandable that they're trading at bear market lows. Most projects that launched in the bull market are trading at bear market lows. World Liberty Fi, it's not like a meme coin. There is some things to it. They're predominantly a lending / stablecoin platform. It's nothing revolutionary. And then they have this governance thing, which to me doesn't make sense because they act as like a DAO, proposing new things to do with the token and the platform in general. But most of the token supply is owned by insiders. So if the insiders vote in one direction, your vote doesn't really count. The project goes to the direction of what the people who made it make because that's where the concentration of the tokens are sitting at. For me, World Liberty Financial is not something that I would put money into. Is it a meme coin? No, there is some utility, but it's just not something that I personally am looking to invest. I haven't invested into it before, and I'm not planning on investing into it in the future. I'm not going to say the final piece of FUD because I referred to this post as the final piece of FUD. An extra additional piece of FUD that got mainstream media involved and started covering this whole World Liberty Financial saga was Justin Sun's commentary on the project. Justin Sun is the largest investor in World Liberty Financial. He put $75 million in last year. World Liberty Financial blocked his tokens. We don't know why they did it and if they were righteous in why they did it. There are some theories that are credible, knowing Justin Sun, on World Liberty Financial perhaps doing it for a good cause. We just don't know, so I'm not going to give you any conclusions. But at the end of the day, they blocked the guy's tokens, and he had invested $75 million. He purchased a ticket to have dinner with President Trump worth $18 million. He's been supporting the Trump family extensively, and the project that was created off the back of debunking problems debanked their largest investor. So, and I think Justin Sun took advantage of the heat and went on and stated, how he doesn't see that to be something good, and that there is a smart contract which can be edited by an anonymous individual, and they can go behind the doors and block other people's tokens if the project doesn't agree with what the person is doing. So a product that's built on debanking issues, they were going out to solve that problem, debank their largest investor, and regardless of the reason, it just doesn't look good. Okay, we don't know if that smart contract anonymity blocking thing really is true or not, but we know that they have, in fact, yes, suspended a lot of Justin Sun's tokens. That's provable, depending on, according to, again, what I can see on chain, according to World Liberty Financial, They say that Justin's favorite move is playing the victim while making baseless allegations to cover up his own misconduct. I don't know who's at fault. We don't know who's at fault, but crypto is supposed to be decentralized and nobody's supposed to be blocking things. That's how this industry was created, and that's the purpose of this industry, and it's the purpose of this product. And when it comes to voting, we know that they require KYC. They require you to upload your documents. So for me, it's just not a product that makes sense. It doesn't make sense, and I'm personally not investing. You know, it's the bear market. That's why everything is going down. But does this project have a future? We'll find out together. I have a feeling the Trump sons actually like crypto, and I think Eric Trump in particular really gets it. We'll find out, right? We'll find out in the future if World Liberty Financial recovers or doesn't recover. I'm not a fan. I'm not a big fan. They tried to solve things. They introduced a new proposal which would actually burn 10% of insider tokens. Insiders have a total allocation of roughly 45.2% of the entire token supply. So a new proposal was sent to be voted by holders where 10% would be burned and their holdings would be extended into a 2-year no sale cliff and a 3-year scheduled vest. So the price went down 83% from all-time highs. They didn't want more and more insiders selling when prices were already low to send the project to zero. So they proposed this plan where they would burn 10% of the supply and they would increase the cliff lock for a longer duration to limit selling activity. This was also taken by a pinch of salt by the crypto Twitter community, because we know that when President Trump is not going to be in office, this project is going to lose all of its relevance. So the insiders wouldn't be able to take profits if this goes through. They would only be able to take profits after President Trump exits the administration. And, you know, they tied it into a different narrative. I think they had good intentions. I think they just wanted to reduce the selling pressure and bring some positivity by introducing a burning mechanism. And this wouldn't be from, you know, the public buyers. This would only be from the insider buyers. And it has to go through a simple majority acceptance. Like you need at least 1 billion worth of WLFI tokens going into this proposal and voting. And if there's a simple majority, which passes, which is over 50%, then this plan would be applied. If you didn't vote, then your tokens wouldn't have been indefinitely locked up. That was also something they took it out of the website, not providing context. Your tokens, if you don't vote for this, your tokens are indefinitely locked up in the current structure of which the vesting works in. If you don't want to participate, then you don't participate, simple as. But your tokens aren't locked up forever. So a lot of FUD. There's been a lot of FUD that these guys they didn't deserve. But at the end of the day, is the project something that I want to keep and hold for the next 10 years? In my opinion, it is not. To wrap up this segment, we know that President Trump will be speaking at one of his crypto ventures' conference, which is this time the Trump Meme Coin Conference. It will be later this month. President Trump will be attending. Hopefully he doesn't spend too much time though, because I think he has more important things to deal with. Guys, that is a wrap on today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care and see you on a very special video that will be uploaded tomorrow. As always, guys, bye-bye.